It happened in 2016, not long after I moved into my house in Radford, Virginia. At the end of my street sits a small park, the kind you barely notice in the daylight and try not to look at after dark. I was pulling in from a long work trip and it was about 2:30 in the morning. You know, that hour when it feels like the world is holding its breath. As I turned onto my road, my headlights swept across the picnic table by the entrance of the park. Someone was sitting there, a teenager maybe it looked like. He was wearing jeans and a hoodie pulled low over his face. His elbows were on his knees and his head was hanging down as if the night itself weighed on him. It struck me as strange, and I started to slow down after that. That's when he lifted his head and looked towards me. Then he stood up and started walking towards the road, not running, but moving with this quick, unnatural purpose. By the time I reached the stop sign, he was already at my passenger side door. I caught just a flash of his face through the window. What I saw made my stomach drop. I didn't get a good look, but I caught kind of a hint of it. It looked like his eyes were solid black and had no reflection. No reflection, no white, just pits of dark. I didn't know a thing about black-eyed kids back then. All I thought was this kid was about to try and grab my door handle and get in. So I floored it out of there. I figured that would be the end of it. My house is about a quarter mile down this road, and I pulled in, shut everything off, and hauled my bags inside. I locked the door behind me, then jumped in the shower. And the whole moment at the park started just to be a blur due to the exhaustion traveling all day. Then the doorbell rang. The sound cut through the house like a blade. For a second, I couldn't breathe. Was it the same kid from the park? Before I could think, someone started pounding on my front door hard. And what was weird was my dog didn't even bark, which scared me even more than the knocking. That dog barks at just about everything. I scrambled out of the shower, dried off, and put on some clothes. And then the pounding started at my back door. Nobody should have been back there. The yard is fenced in and we've got a lock on it. And then that was the moment I grabbed a gun. I checked the back door. There was nothing there. My dog had retreated to his crate in the kitchen, lying there silently with his eyes wide open. He had a look on his face like he didn't want no part of whatever was outside. I grabbed my spotlight off my desk and opened up the back door and did a sweep of the yard. It was completely empty. Then I shined it back up the road and there was nothing. Whoever had been there just vanished without a sound. I never saw anyone like that again, and I still don't know how they reached my house so fast or why my dog went completely silent.
All right, so this story right here, this experience, absolutely gave me the chills.
Well, it did me too. I was
mean,
there.
I can only imagine being there, and not only just having the encounter, experiencing that, but what also got me was the dogs didn't bark. Or your dog didn't bark. All right,
Yeah, I only had one dog
yeah,
at the time, and
that's gonna
you know
say.
my dogs.
Yes. I was gonna say, all right, you and I, we've been doing this for years now, and I remember back when Jimmy only had one dog, and a pencil could fall and his dog would bark.
Yeah.
And,
This breed of dogs that we always get is very territorial, extremely. Like a car pulls in on the road and they know it. I don't know how they know it, but they know it.
Yeah. And I said, so for his dog, I said to just lay there and not move, which, they say that animals sense things like that.
I didn't
Yeah.
think of that.
Yeah, so I believe that's what it is. Whatever it was, it knowed it was something unnatural, is what I'm thinking. You know,
What's a weird thing about it is I've thought about this story here and there for years and years and years, and I was just thinking about the black-eyed kid stories, and I remembered him standing there at that stop sign just recently, and I was like, you know what? I'm pretty sure his eyes were black. It just I remembered it. I just remembered
right.
it. I didn't
It's one of
remember
the
that.
a lot of times when people have experiences, I've had them myself. When it happens at the moment, you don't really pay that much attention to certain details. But then later on, it's like your mind goes back, and then you're like, "Oh my god," you know.
I don't know what made that click, but I pretty sure his eyes were black. I can't say
Man, oh man,
100%, but I'm pretty sure.
man, mm, that's just freaky.
Yeah.
I said
And
that's
I've
definitely
I
one that you won't forget.
no, I've thought about it every now and then. I haven't been back out at that hour in years. Probably not since then, but
Right?
still.
I can imagine. So
Yeah.
I wouldn't either. My
Now
God.
there's a trailer park down on the other side of the road that I've always the kids come down there and hang out at that park and play basketball. I
Right.
always figured it was a kid from there, but
Right.
I don't know what that
Man,
was.
I don't know, dude. That right
And
there,
people
man.
don't hang out
Whew.
there at night because there's been bears out there.
Right. Well,
Hey,
not only to mention, the other stories that we've heard, other encounters people have sent in, submitted and stuff, the description is perfect. Head down, hoodie, or, usually some type of dark clothing, something covering their face, you know, things like that. The knocking, it all fits. But in a
I wonder
very,
if it knew I had a weapon and took off.
that's very possible too, man. I mean, like I said, it could have been, it could have sensed that.
Yeah.
Man. Oh, something else I thought of too that may have been. All right. Okay. So I remember your encounter too awful long ago, where you was up on the roof.
Yeah.
All right. And the strange man came out, and we think it might have been like your guardian angel.
Yeah.
Maybe your guardian angel showed up and ran it off.
Oh, I did not think about that.
I didn't either. Oh, that's interesting.
I did not think of, oh man, could be.
Because they usually say in all the experiences and stuff that we've heard and things, it says that they're real persistent, and for some reason that one just it just stopped. So
Yeah. Yeah,
who knows?
that was the thing that got me too, is when I was thinking about all this and we decided to do the story, is how this one's different because, I came out there to answer the door and it was gone.
Right? Yeah, man. So like I said, I'm wondering if maybe something like that happened.
You never know. Oh, man. Just blew my mind, Jerry.
Yeah, that's how my mind works.
Well, what did you folks think of this story?
Yeah, be sure and let us know in the comment section.
And also, if you don't want to let us know what you thought of the story, let us know where you're listening from, or both. Say where you're listening from and what you thought of the story.
Yeah.
You think it was a black-eyed kid or a creepy stranger? I don't see how this could have been anyone other than who was at the park,
Right. Right. Yeah.
considering the
I'd
hour.
agree with that. I would agree with that definitely. Considering, like you said, the hour. Just the whole situation. The whole
And there's
setup.
also the fact that whoever it was moved all the way down this road so quick.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's and that also goes back to a lot of experiences we've heard from people that's talked about these things that moves at like unhumanly like speed. So
Yeah.
again, that just ties right into it fits in.
Yeah. Man.
Man, golly.
Woo. Well, folks, thank you for watching again. Don't forget to go check out Jared's channel over on Jared King TV.
Yeah, come on over.
He does similar work over there. And give him a sub. Subscribe to him.
Absolutely.
And if you've got a story you'd like me to feature or one of us to feature on here, you can email it to spookyappalachia@gmail.com.
Yep.
And we'll take a look at it. And then, the most important thing, don't forget.
Stay spooky.